What's up guys, this is Yacineygo and today we're going to be going over a bunch of deck lists from various tournaments that happened not too long ago, so usually like a week or 2 weeks ago or a couple of days ago, and let's try to see if people have been playing the spice in their deck. And spoiler alert, there's a couple of interesting deck lists and tech cards that are being played in the most recent tournaments. But anyways, before we go any further, as always, you know the drill, smash the like and subscribe button. Really motivates me a lot to keep existing on the universe. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So the first tournament is obviously the most important one. It was won by Jordan Gallagher, who's been playing the deck for Tail Despia for quite a while. So nothing too surprising here. He's been doing very well. Congrats to him. And yeah, I mean, very standard deck list for the most part, playing a decent amount of hand traps with 3 copies of the Fall and the Virtuous. Everybody just keeps talking smack about it, and people just keep performing with the card, just proving that it's a good card. But no Mysterion in this deck list is very interesting because, you know, it's a pretty good card. So maybe he figured you didn't need it. The extra deck space is not even the tightest, so you can definitely get away by cutting one of the... I mean, I guess you need the Chaos Star Source to beat Retelling Sea. Philia Regis is a really good card, so I can definitely understand why it's there. I don't know, maybe cut the SP, I don't know. Is SP even coming up that often anymore? Maybe. I mean, he's playing Blazing Cartesia, so you're not always going to be locked, you know, so it definitely could come up. So, yeah, whatever. Very respectable deck list overall. Artifact Lancia is really nice because Malice is seriously gaining in popularity, and you really don't want to get FTK by that deck. It's pretty terrifying. Speaking of Malice, and you're going to be seeing this deck list again. I mean, not really, because for some reason, this next tournament, it didn't have any deck list here, but Malice Radiant Typhoon is quite popular in Europe, and it's kind of misleading because the Radiant Typhoon engine is rather in the side deck, and it's super small. There's really just 2 Zwen, 1 Eldam, and 1 Chant. So you side this for when you're going first, and then you special summon the Swen, preferably. If you're good, and then you search the Chant, and even if you get drilled, you can chain the Chant to search for the Eldam, and then you can special summon, and then you make Cherubini. Cherubini is going to be dumping the Dormouse from deck to grave as cost, and then you can normal summon any hand trap, doesn't matter. You make a Haggard Lizardos, banish the Dormouse from the grave, and then full Malice combo from there. So that's how it works. It's pretty nasty. It's very good through hand traps in general. I mean, it's really nice because, like, what are you gonna get a hand trapped on? Like, pretty much nothing, right? There's even a world in which maybe you can play like Totem Bird or some random BS, or like Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Like, you got 2 level 3s on the field, they kind of have to Lancia there, and you can also, like, even if you already have Malice combo, then you just go normal summon any Malice monster, and then you make like a Red Ransom right away, and you don't really lose too hard to Lancia. So this is overall such a good engine, and I really do understand why it's there. I guess the one issue is that it plays very hard into Pearlia, because you're special summoning 2 monsters from the hand, and then you're also normal summoning a monster from the hand. You're potentially summoning the Adignistris from the hand, you know, the Bestials, whatever, the March Hare. So you could give a lot of draws to a card that is technically not really supposed to beat you. But, you know, there's pros and cons to everything, so I still think it's definitely worth considering. But yeah, 4 extra consistency cards. I guess you can say it's between that and, like, When I First Met You, like the AI Meet or whatever, and like the Achichi Adignister. But if you want less redundancy and just more different cards, this is definitely a really nice engine that you can play. So huge shoutouts to Yuna, also World's Competitor, for doing so well with Malice, and also she's been doing well with the deck for quite a while, so very impressive to see. And also, like I said, a lot of people in Europe are doing great with the deck. Tim, I'm not even gonna try, I'm sorry. Rico, my man, with Malice, adding Nistra this time, so no Radiant Typhoon cards on the side. Dave, again, I'm not gonna try, but shoutouts to you. Malice, Radiant Typhoon again, so 3 out of the top 8. Malice is an ultra popular deck in Europe, so you are going to have to take that in consideration for YCS Bologna. And yeah, also Dragon Tail is an extremely popular deck. And one thing that we've been noticing with Dragon Tail is that a lot of people have started playing Canine cards. I mean, Izuna and Lupus, really. I do not have the deck list, but basically the goal is to make Ripper to negate 5 mana or something. Or you can also make Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, against Yami Mitsurugi, and then you can attack. You can make, you know, Zeus, clear the whole board. So Izuna Lupus is just a completely cracked engine going second. So K9 cards have been very goated for people. And the K9 cards in general are just really good against Dragon Tail. And they're good against Yami Mitsurugi. So they give you coverage against pretty much like the best decks. And in Europe, Dark Ruler No More is not played whatsoever. Because when you're seeing the best decks, what they are, it's stuff like Malice or, you know, like Dragon Tail. There's not even like any Yami Mitsurugis. I mean, there's 2 here, but like in terms of like conversion rate, it's really not too impressive. Like even if we go here in the French Open, like where are you gonna find Yami Mitsurugi? There you go. There's none here. Obviously there's pure Mitsurugi, but the deck is completely different. So people have been over-prepped for Yami Mitsurugi to the point where there's just better options now to play. Now, if we look at this deck list right here, Mathieu Bricard, also a YCS champ, by the way, with the Magical Musketeer Fiend's Mythic Ashtira deck. He played Fire King, this is really interesting, Fire King Jurak with Fallen the Virtuous in his deck list, and I saw his deck profile, by the way, so I know why he played it. This is so spicy. So you can go Fire King Island, Sanctuary plays the island, and then you go Island Effect, you can get Ashed, and then your hand doesn't look good, but then you can go Fallen the Virtuous, destroy your own Fire King Island, and then protect your island with Sanctuary by destroying a fire in your hand, and then all of a sudden you play the game. It's so freaking cool when you think about it. So Fallen the Virtuous is just goated. The card is playable in literally everything. And you know, he's still playing, you know, some hand traps, you know, Ash, Droll, Impulse. It's not a huge amount, so you kind of want to go first. Oh, actually, also playing Fua, so you know, 12 hand traps. And I guess Kieran, Kieran counts if you also draw Garunix and another fire monster. Like if you Fua your opponent, you could theoretically, you know, pop an opponent's card and summon Arvada on turn 0. And then also get like crazy advantage by summoning Ponix, getting a search, maybe destroying the Garunix so that next turn, like you start your first turn and you're already regecking the board. Well, Dark Holding, but whatever, you get the point. So yeah, very interesting. If you draw good, I mean, you're doing quite a lot. And if you're going first with this deck, people probably have absolutely no idea what the hell you're trying to do. And yeah, like I said, I did see his deck profile, so I do understand the logic behind pretty much everything that's there. I don't really understand like the ratios for the synchros, but I do understand that you gotta play like a pretty large amount of them for the Megalo effect. And yeah, you're not playing the level 4 monsters, so it's really just a super minimalistic package where you're really cutting down on the bricks, but you're still playing Fire King Avatar Kirin. That, of course, the goal is to send the Jurak Megalo. So yeah, you bridge from Fire King to Jurak. If you can even call this an engine, it's really just like a blow up the whole board, which is not even bad for you because then you just go like effective your Fire Kings and then they come back and then they do things. It's a very cool deck. Rank Bali, this card, really nice against Dragon Tail. You can negate spells and traps. It does negate the activation of a spell and trap card, which is kind of problematic. Would have been better if you negated the effect, but it is what it is. Hopefully you're good at the game and you're drawing Ash, Impulse, Anti-Spell, and those kinds of cards. Hopefully that happens. And yeah, but this is kind of like Vanquish Soul, where you're citing Impulse as well. A lot of fire monsters. Vanquish Soul would love to get married with Fire King. Desperately needs that attribute. But yeah, beautiful deck list. Shoutouts to Mathieu for doing well with Fire King Jurak. Only in Europe. It's the new plan deck. If I talk smack about it, I'm gonna lose to the deck in the finals. Nothing interesting here. I'm not really gonna go over the pure Mitsurugi deck list. You can check it out for yourself. Then a lot of really good players performing well. Yonte, that's crazy. We've got no deck list here, so whatever. But yeah, Orchis Mitsurugi in the top 8 of this Belgium regional, I think. I think, yeah, Liège should be in Belgium. Except if I'm extremely stupid, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, yeah. Le Kremlin Bicêtre. I don't understand why some French cities have the weirdest names in the world. Again, no deck list here, but Ryan Jabri with Dragon Tail K9, and then Sven with Mitsurugi K9. It's pretty popular now. And then Dragon Tail K9. Oh, I can notice a pattern, and this is also pretty recent. It is November 16, so it means that K9 cards like Izuna Lupus are really gaining in popularity like crazy. This is in Australia, Melbourne, WCQ, so it's a regional. Malice Adignister, so no Radiant Typhoon cards at all. I mean, we can check the deck list real quick. 41 cards, this is like the common number. Trigate Wizard, oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this in a while. With Allure of Darkness and Super Poly. Main decking all 3 traps. 2 targets, 3 Retangsi, 3 Lancia, oh my god. not trying to get sacked in the mirror match. Yeah, okay, and then DDG, anti-spell, blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. And then, yeah, this is not a card of Demise deck at all. 50... Look at this, man. 50 card Demise Dogmatika Mitsurugi. GOAT. Insane deck, man. Playing Turning of the World to ritual summon Demise King of Armageddon from deck by tributing, I mean, I guess Habakiri or Murakumo or Futsu from hand, but also playing the Dogmatika package. Not playing the trap card that ritual summons, so you're not playing the ritual Dogmatika cards. Because, you know, Dogmatika Mitsurugi is like a legitimate deck. It doesn't suck or anything. But he is siding one Dogmatika Fleur de Lis, the Thunderbolt. And not 3, even though it's like a pseudo hand shop. So he could have done 3 with one Dogmatika Punishment, but he's still, I guess, trying to summon from the extra deck. I don't know. Anything that plays Dogmatika cards or branded cards is trying to play the Fallen the Virtuous. That card really is that good. But I do like this a lot, because you don't have to just send, you know, Fallen of Albaz to set branded fusion. You can, like, this is also a Dogmatika card. So you can search this with Dogmatika Ecclesia, and then you can send Titanic Lad. And then on the end phase, you special summon the Dogmatika Ecclesia, and then you get to search either for Fleur de Lis or for the other Fleur de Lis. So yeah, Fallen Virtuous is just such a cool card. And, by the way, you're playing a real Ecclesia card. This is one of the few decks, other than Despia itself, that can naturally use the Monster Reborn effect. And the Monster Reborn effect of this card is nasty. Like, it's a quick play Monster Reborn. Literally, it revives back any monster in either graveyard to your field, which is really good. Like, as a quick play spell card. So beautiful. It's just, this deck is just, it looks so nice. And also the Radiant Typhoon quickly spell card that draws 2, discard 1. Not playing that many, I guess this is a quickly spell. This is nice. Okay, so you can draw 2, discard this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or itself. Or Magatama, or Called by the Grave. Okay, so you got a bunch of discard fodder. And then citing even more quickly spell cards. So, you know, Double Cyclone, MST, now playing around, you know, you can you can go Radiant Typhoon Vision, search MST, and then you activate Mitsurugi Ritual, and your opponent plays Dragon Tail Flame, try to negate it, you MST yourself. MST negate, literally. Yeah, there's just, this is like filled with spice. Absolutely gorgeous. So huge shoutouts to Ryan Nelson for his performance at the Melbourne Regional. And yeah, there's pretty much nothing else for me to add. Just pretty cool stuff. I don't really think there's any other interesting deck list here. I mean, I'm not gonna go over Dragon Tail because, you know, it's Dragon Tail. But yeah, another deck list with Fallen Virtuous. And yeah, there's nothing else. Mitsurugi K9, you know what? We're just gonna see what kind of Xyz monsters are being played. Okay, so Artifact Durandal, there you go, of course, with Droll and Logbird. Actually, this is the big K9 package. So we're even playing... Oh, we're actually not playing... No, we are playing Ashlan U1000. And obviously playing the Magic Key Mech Mortar Gears Glasser. An Earth Machine that you can search with River Stormer. And then you link off 2 monsters for Ashlan. You reveal the Magic Key monster, and then you get to search the Habakiri. So obviously K9 bridges into Mitsurugi. But the opposite is not true. Nothing interesting apart from that. Silent Honor Dark is interesting, I guess. Nashnai, Dragluxion. Dragluxion with 1/7 Tachyon, so that you can reveal the C101 Silent Honor Dark, which is... Alright, never mind, I lied. Yeah, okay. That's actually quite clever. So you can bridge Mitsurugi into K9. Usually you can't, because people don't play the package. But yeah, the goal is to overlay, like, Habakiri plus maybe Futsu or Murakumo into Dragluxion, and then you search 7 Tachyon, then you evolve into a Harbinger, which should be there. There you go. There's also Zombie Vampire, but it's not as good. And then, yeah, 7 Tachyon would be searching the Jokul, because that's a level 5 Aqua, and obviously that's a rank 5 Aqua. Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. And since you're playing Silent Honor Dark, you might as well play the Nash Knight. So that's the reason why there's no CXC's Nash Knight and no actual Silent Honor Arc. It's not needed. It's really just there for 7 Tachyon. Interesting how there's no Ragna Infinity. I mean, yeah, to search like Artifact Lancia, you don't have to do that, but honestly, outside of Europe, nobody respects Malice. So, yeah, nobody has been playing Lancia in literally any deck list, I think. Outside of like some people in in North America have played Lancia. I've seen some, like during YCS Pittsburgh, but it's super rare, honestly, compared to like Europe, where it's almost average. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then moving on to the San Salvador regional, a lot of pure yummies. You see, depending on like where you are in the world, the format is completely different. Like 2 Mitsu Yummy, 3 pure Yummy, and then a Ritual Beast, and a Dragon Tail Majestus. That is before Spoon, by the way. Very, very spicy. So we're playing 1 Crowley, no synchro monsters. So you're really just fusion summoning with this card. Crowley is treated as Alistair the Invoker, so you can make Invoke Kaliga, which obviously is very scary. And then, yeah, Zora the Majestus, Verith Ragna. This negates, I believe, anything. No, only a monster effect. Yeah, okay, so it checks Nibiru. And your end boards are really nice. You can make Heretic Seal with... I mean, you can use like 2 spellcasters to make Heretic Seal. Like if you play like 2 Spirit Eyes of Blue, but either way, like you're summoning 1 dragon, 1 spellcaster, and then you make this Heretic Seal, and then summon the Mululu, and then you fuse, and then you go Dragon Tail combo on top of Majestus combo. That's what I remember, like briefly, but whatever. And then you can also summon the Awas, which steals an opponent's monster. It equips it to it, I think, or something. Yeah, it's a good card. Gorgon of Ziliftonia in this deck, even though there's no IP Masquerena to like either make it on the opponent's turn or make an indestructible Gorgon so that you can out Liger Dancer. I do not really understand the purpose, because usually you're locked under fusions only, so that's the reason why there's mostly fusion monsters in Dragon Tail's extra decks. But since you're playing the Majestus package, I guess it makes sense, but it's so small, I don't know if I really understand it too well. It's really just 1 Crowley, and then I guess Blazing Cartesia allows you to do some fusion plays. But yeah, I don't really know if I understand too well. And yeah, obviously 3 Dragon's Mind. This card has been gaining a lot in popularity in Dragon Tail. So keep that in mind. If you're relying on board breakers to beat that deck, it may or may not work. Yeah, there's no other deck list though that I can even review here. Yeah, they're all great. I don't care about pure Ibly. Oh, actually. 1 Ibly there. Never mind. It might... It's actually way more interesting than I thought. So, Gigantic Sprite, as well as Beat Cop from the Underworld. So, the goal is to use 2 Yummy Synchro monsters to make Gigantic, and then you summon Ibly, and then, you know, you link off with the Beat Cop, you give the Ibly to your opponent, and then you tribute the Beat Cop, protect the Ibly, so your opponent can't crash. And if you normal summon something, you just Book of Moon it, but your opponent can tribute set, or tribute summon. So, Bestials are still very good against Ibly. Either like you can top deck 1 for turn, or you can obviously Bestial the Ibly itself. And even if your opponent has like something to negate it, may not be that great. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But it's still a pretty good one-up to have, honestly. Against like board breaker decks, it's not too bad. Yeah, we already checked this deck list, and then this was a regional in Germany, won by the best deck, Crystron K9. 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Super Poly, 3 Droplet, 1 Talon, 1 Call by the Grave. Doesn't give a shit about hand traps. You don't need them. You only need 3 Ash to negate Fua. That's it. This guy is built different. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. The Armor Lyre. Alright, cool. We're now playing SP Little Knight, which is interesting. We're obviously now playing Artifact Durandal, which makes sense since we're side decking the jewels instead. Apart from that, I mean, nothing... Everything makes sense. You know, 3 Super Poly targets for 3 copies of Super Poly. I would have loved to know how often that came up for him. And then we're playing Oh, this is very interesting. He really respects Lunalite because he understands that board breakers are useless against Lunalite. So he plays Thrust into 2 counters to Lunalite, actually 3. So he has Foolish Goods for the Black Goat Laughs. That way he can run over... Okay, never mind. He cannot run over Liger Dancer. But he does have Thrust into either Herald of the Abyss or Karma Cannon, which is not too bad because, you know, Karma Cannon is also good going second against Lunalite, and it's good going first, obviously, no shit. And yeah, Black Goat Laughs is broken going first against Lunalite. You call Liger Dancer and your opponent is never summoning the only card that bothers you, which is not too bad. And yeah, Dark Hole, I mean, we just saw like an Ibly lock, so Dark Hole might make more sense than Regeki. And also, if you K9 combo your opponent turn 0, and then you have like Lightning Storm or Duster, it's gonna be dead. But if you Dark Hole, then, you know, like Lightning Storm is no longer dead. I mean, obviously Duster is never dead, but You get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I like this a lot. It's interesting how despite the fact that he's playing some board breakers, he's also side decking 4 hand traps. I really wonder how that worked out for him. I feel like there are some decks that you cannot beat with board breakers whatsoever. Their mirror match is one of them. If you get hit by a spell canceller, draw all the board breakers in the world, it's not gonna do shit. Ash is not enough. Droll literally gets checked. Ghost Bell does basically fuck all, and it's super easy to stop. You can make an infinity before you use Imperial Princess's effect. So even if you hold a Ghost Bell, it's not good. Even if you have like 2 hand traps against like the mirror match, you lose. And the board breakers, like I said, they're not gonna do anything. Spell Canceller is gonna check you. So I think this deck list is very nice going first, and it has a lot of, it has some edges, but it's a one-trick pony, I think. It's the kind of thing that you can play for 1 event, maybe 2 events. I wouldn't bring this to a YCS, but I think for a regional, this is great. And I mean, the results speak for themselves, you know? So massive congrats to Dennis for his performance, and also just for being a Crystron player, you know? Odon getting 2nd place. No Primate card, so this is an actual pure Odon deck. The amount of hand traps is complete insanity. Like, this is ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 17, 20 hand traps. Holy shit. 20 hand traps. How many starters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 13. Okay, 13 starters. It's kind of questionable. It's not as much as I would like, but whatever. It's understandable, I guess you can say. Not really playing too many bricks, really. It's just like the Merciless Scorpion of Circuit, which basically just doesn't do shit by itself. Actually, it doesn't do anything, and he's also not even siding Temple of the Kings. Not playing it whatsoever. I mean, most people I saw, they were at least like playing 1 copy somewhere so that the card would do something, but it doesn't feel like it does anything, really. You summon it, and then what? Like, you search... I guess it's a 1-card starter. No, actually, it's a 1-card starter. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why I'm even saying this. I don't know. Yeah, it plays the game, you know? Yeah, you just banish the Anubis from your deck, but you do have to control Temple of the King, so yeah, it doesn't do shit. Never mind, I lied. Yeah, so yeah, 13 starters. It's not enough to my liking, but, you know, you can break on... hold on a second. 1, 2, 3... I'm just making sure I'm not tripping, because I did include Extravagance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, so 12, 13... Yeah, 13 starters including Extrav. So if Extrav whiffs and you draw too many hand traps, you're still not playing enough starters, because 10 is clearly, like, 10 organic starters is not enough. And you can easily break on too many hand traps. This is the kind of deck that literally cannot afford to play chummies. Yeah, and also it's not playing Dominus Impulse, unlike the list from Diego that won YCS Lille. So, okay. And yeah, side decking 3 Ghost Reaper with some targets. So the Arthelion, even though, you know, the Dragon-tailed traps can shuffle it back, so that's a little risky. The Leo Dancer for Lunite, because that's a terrible matchup. Yummy Snatchy, of course. The Omega that you're summoning with the Cyframes, okay, that's pretty cool. That's it. Okay, so we don't care about, you know, cards like Herald of Arclight. We don't care about... There's an argument where you hold the Reaper for longer. That's why. Like, you wait until your opponent summons the Sorrow Cat on a level 1, and then you Reaper Herald there, and it can actually be a devastating turn skip against Yami Mitsurugi. It depends on the context, obviously, but the extra deck space is really just, like, a bunch of 3-ofs, so it really doesn't matter. As long as Divine Serpent Apophis and Typhon are 3, I don't think anything else matters. Like, when are you ever summoning SP or Silhouette Rabbit? I think you're already in a really, really good position if that happens. And there's also no Link Spider. So if you, like, resolve a Cyframe on your own turn, like, this is really only making Omega. It's not making either Rabbit or SP, so it's getting banished, which is a little unfortunate, but it's also kind of like not the end of the world. Solemn Warning with Verdict of the Deep. You know, going second against this deck feels so obnoxious if they don't brick. You really hope that they brick. You hope that you got Ash and Purge, so that you Ash their Extravagance, and then you Purge their Terraforming, there you go. Or you Purge their Man with a Mark. I don't think anything else would work out for you. So yeah, hopefully you're good at the game. And finally, we've got a regional in Ireland. So I think Dublin, hold on a second, no, not Navan. Yeah, bro, Irish people are just built different, you know, only Dragon Tail Despia, like, what is this? This is the same deck, multiplied by 6. Fallen Virtuous, Fallen Virtuous, no Fallen Virtuous, Fallen Virtuous, okay, no, yes, and yeah, that's not even the same deck. Okay, so 4 of the 6 were playing Fallen Virtuous. And that's pretty crazy, and the winner did play it. Okay, so to everyone who keeps saying that the card sucks, y'all are crazy. It's pretty nice. But yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about these deck lists, as well as the format and how it's evolving. I think it's really interesting, actually. A lot of really nice decks. I'm really liking this, but some people are really creative. So yeah, shoutouts to everyone who surprised me with this video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.